saddle, and then hurried me round the idol, between which and the rock behind there was but just room to get along. Not a doubt entered my mind but that I should find the spring as I had dreamed. Sure enough, there was the carving, fresh upon my memory as if I had seen it but the day before. I placed my hand on the leaflet without hesitation. A solid stone moved back. I hurried my amazed companion in, and shot to the stone. I found and shot to a massive bolt, evidently placed to prevent the door being opened by accident or design when anyone was in the idol. At first it seemed quite dark, but a faint light streamed in from above. We made our way up the stairs, and found that the light came through a number of small holes pierced into the upper part of the head, and through still smaller holes lower down, not much larger than a good-sized knitting needle could pass through. These holes, we afterwards found, were in the ornaments round the idol's neck. The holes enlarged inside, and enabled us to have a view all round. The mutineers were furious at our disappearance, and for hours searched about. Then, saying that we must be hidden somewhere, and that they would wait till we came out, they proceeded to bivouac in the courtyard of the temple. We passed 4 terrible days, but on the morning of the 5th a scout came in to tell the rebels that a column of British troops marching on Delhi would pass close by the temple. They therefore hastily mounted and galloped off. 3/4 of an hour later we were safe among our own people. A fortnight afterward your aunt and I were married. It was no time for ceremony then. There were no means of sending her away, no place where she could have waited until the time for her mourning for her father was over. So we were married quietly by one of the chaplains of the troops, and, as your story books say, have lived very happily ever after." "And how about Mr. Simmonds, uncle? Did he get safe off too?" "Yes, his dream came as vividly to his mind as mine had done. He crawled to the place where he knew the trapdoor would be, and got into the cellar. Fortunately for him, there were plenty of eatables there, and he lived there in concealment for a fortnight. After that he crawled out, and found the mutineers had marched for Delhi. He went through a lot, but at last joined us before that city. We often talked over our dreams together, and there was no question that we owed our lives to them. Even then we did not talk much to other people about them, for there would have been a lot of talk and inquiry and questions, and you know fellows hate that sort of thing, so we held our tongues. Poor Charlie's silence was sealed a year later at Lucknow, for on the advance with Lord Clyde he was killed. And now, boys and girls, you must run off to bed. 5 minutes more and it'll be Christmas Day. So you see, Frank, that although I don't believe in ghosts, I have yet met with a circumstance which I cannot account for." "It's very curious anyhow, uncle, and beats ghost stories into fits." "I like it better, certainly," one of the girls said, "for we can go to bed without being afraid of dreaming about it." "Well, you must not talk any more now. Off to bed, Colonel Harley said, or I shall get into terrible disgrace with your fathers and mothers, who have been looking very gravely at me for the last 3/4 of an hour." End of Section 14. A Pipe of Mystery by G. A. Henty. Recording by Mike Harris.